Good morning on this beautiful Monday morning. Thank you for watching and joining me for this Monday morning motivation. I really appreciate it, and I want to talk about impact today, creating an impact. We've talked about how the Ninja morning routine and the Do It Now morning routine creates an impact to start your day with positivity and gratitudes and making other people feel great. But what can we do throughout the rest of the day, every day, in all of our actions to make sure that we are memorable, to make sure that we are creating an impact? Darren Hardy said that right now what matters most is not what we've done to get to enough, it's what we do after we've done enough. Enough is no longer enough. We live in a world where we're all overstimulated, where the amount of communication that flows is consistent and across many different portals. And so with that, I want to encourage you, think right now, what about the text messages or emails you received over this past weekend? Were they memorable or unmemorable? What stood out? What made an impact? And likely, my guess is that very little stood out. So doing more doesn't have to be a grand gesture. We've talked about that. We've talked about how grand gestures can help solidify a client and becoming part of your referral base. But doing more really can just mean smiling more. It can mean being friendlier and saying hello and good morning. It could mean using a phone call instead of a text. It could mean writing a handwritten note instead of an email. Each one of these things is a different way to be memorable. And I challenge you to think about your last birthday on Facebook. And I talk about this a lot. How many of the likes do you remember? How many of the HBDs on the comments do you remember? But if someone called you, if someone sent you a video message, if someone did something that was more than just enough, more than what was expected or required, that stood out. That's memorable. And that's what I encourage you to do today. And think about, what are you going to do today that goes beyond enough? What are you going to do today to be memorable? And I've used this quote a few times over the last couple of weeks, and it's Jim Rohn. And what Jim Rohn said is, do more than what you get paid for as an investment in your future. Think about that today, and I hope you have a wonderful start to the week.